Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with trainer Ronnie Davies. We're at the Brighton Hove Boxing Academy, a week away or just over a week from Chris Eubank Jr and James DeGale going at it at the O2. You were just saying before that you and Jim McDonald, DeGale's trainer, have known each other for a number of years, quite close in fact. What impact does that have coming towards this fight? It's going to be more friendly than usual, I imagine.
No, he's like me, he'll just do his job and I'll do my job. It won't be... I've always been a great friend of his, so still will be during the fight, after the fight, before the whenever. You're going to miss a fight, isn't it? You know what I mean? We've been in opposite corners before. We're young kids just coming up, 6th-round kids, so it's just no difference to me. It's just a world title, isn't it?
We spoke to him yesterday and he was talking about Nate coming in and he said, Ronnie's a great trainer. I think Eubank should have just stuck with Ronnie on his own. What do you make of that? Is it kind of mind games before the fight?
I don't know, maybe it is, I don't know. I mean, I work with Nate. I mean, he hadn't completely taken over. I mean, I don't know why all this thing about a new trainer. I'm still there, I still give advice, always have done from day one. When he says he's never had a trainer, I don't know what I've been doing there 7 days a week with him. I still have told him what to do, I've still organised his sparring, I've looked after him, I've done more than a trainer should do. And what have I got to do, you know what I mean? I was his trainer, of course I was.
Now, to be fair, Nate says exactly the same thing. Wanted to ask you, you've obviously been with Eubank his whole career now. How does this DeGale fight rank in terms of the biggest challenges of his career? Is it one of the biggest, alongside like Groves and Saunders?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you've got to remember, everyone thinks puts too much on the Saunders fight. He was coming up there, and I thought that fight was a year too early because of his amateur pedigree, Saunders. That was obviously a step up. He didn't perform against Groves. He didn't box how he should. Everyone's saying he ain't got a jab, he can't come forward, he can't go to the side, he can't do this, can't do it. He can, he's just never done it. That was down to him, not me or anyone else. Don't blame anyone else, blame yourself.
So is DeGale his biggest challenge outside of those two, or is he even a bigger challenge than Groves and Saunders?
I would say he's definitely on the same par. Same par as him. He's a good fighter, James DeGale.
What do you make of DeGale in terms of, you know, what he's good at, what he's not so good at? How do you assess him as a fighter?
He's very clever. I mean, you don't win what he's done. I mean, we've all boxed and you know how hard it is to reach any championship level, but to win every championship from the schoolboy to Olympic to a world title, that's phenomenal. No one does that. So he's got to be special, hasn't he?
What will Eubank have to do to beat him? Because like you said, he didn't perform against Groves. He didn't fight the way he should have fought. So what does he need to do differently against DeGale to make sure he gets the win this time?
You just have to put all his knowledge in, listen in the corner to Nate or me, or if his old man's there, him as well. You just have to listen and just, he knows what to do. He's a good fighter, young Eubanks. He puts himself down when he says he wasn't prepared properly and all that. Well, he's putting everyone else down. He was prepared properly for them fights. He just didn't perform. Simple as that, you know. Don't blame your bad workman blames his tools. I say a bad man always blames his tools, didn't he? I say, don't do that. Get on with the job.
We can see him warming up now behind you. He's obviously got a special talent. Have you been slightly disappointed that he's yet to fulfil his potential?
No, not really, because it's still there. I think it's still there, right? He boxed badly against Groves, but everyone's, I don't get this belt. He has one bad fight and everyone's writing him off, writes him off. They do now, don't they? One bad fight, always written off, he'll never be the same again, or he's got to retire. That's rubbish. You know?
If he does beat DeGale, how much will it mean to you personally? Because you've been talking about how great he is for so many years. It will finally prove that you were right to the rest of the world.
Yeah, if he brings it back out, if he can bring it back out, he hasn't been. He didn't against Groves, but he did in all these other fights. I mean, when he went out to Germany, he beat the Turk. No one moaned about him then, did they? No one blamed the sparring. No one blamed anyone else. No one blamed me. He boxed brilliantly. That kid knocked out DeGale's own teeth, didn't he, in sparring? So he was no mug either. We just took care of him.
So it will mean a lot to you if it happens on the big stage next week.
Yeah, it will, of course it will. Yeah, I told you so.
Brilliant. All right, well, we appreciate your time, Ronnie, and best of luck next week.
Good talking.